mom and your dad ever came to you and told you about a relative that passed and you didn't shed a tear for him? Not because you was being fucked up, but you just didn't know him like that to care. That's because y'all just related. But love make you family, bonds make you family. I got people I don't share no DNA with that I kill for right now. And I got relatives I think twice about showing up to their funeral. And they love to say, oh, well, you can't pick your family. Use a motherfucking lie. I probably can't pick who I'm related to, but I can damn sure pick who I fuck with. And like the G homie told me when I was 12 years old, it's niggas off the street that'll treat you like family, and it's family that'll treat you like niggas off the street. And we all got that relative that love to spread the bad news, love to hear the bad news, love to talk bad about you, love to make up stories and then smile fake in your motherfucking face and hide under the family umbrella. Tell them who you really is. You my cousin I don't fuck with. You my auntie I don't fuck with. You my uncle I don't fuck with. You probably my parent I don't fuck with. But we ain't family, nigga.
Swear all my life I've been a gone, Yeah, all my life I've been a gone, I'm just a gone, I'm just a gone, I'm just a gone. I'm just a gone, I'm just a gone, I'm just a gone. Yeah, all my life I've been a gone.
Real Talk TV. Okay, family, we're back with another one real quick, man. It's still Wednesday, the 21st, 2021. I'm doing this video back to back because I wanted to answer a couple comments that were left in the comment section. So Guzman Greaser, man, this first one is for you, and then I'll break down a couple more comments and shout out y'all names too when I get to the questions. But as far as Guzman Greaser, what is it like your first time on that bus going downstate? I guess for most people it's an intimidating experience because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's gonna happen. But it's different for everybody. You gotta understand. For me, I've been jailing my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a kid. I was in juvenile. I was in, a county baby throughout my whole 20s. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like when Union County had the old jail. I was getting locked up. Like when they still had the old jail, when they still had the youth facility above the parking garage, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I started bidding in the early 90s, and it was different back then. Like the old jail was all dorms and tiers and shit like that. And if you ain't know nobody or you wasn't really from the hood, like you was gonna deal with a lot of shit. You might not eat. You know what I'm saying? Put it like that. Because back then they used to send the trays through the, through the gate. And then the porters would hand them shits out. Now, if you was a sucker or somebody had a beef with you that was in charge of the food or some shit, you might not get your tray. You might not eat. You know what I'm saying? They might get that shit to somebody else unless you're willing to kick up and take what's yours. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's when I started jailing. So, by the time that I caught this case that I did all this time for, I had been in and out of jail my whole life. So it wasn't that intimidating for me. But a lot of guys, a lot of first timers, yeah, it's very intimidating, man. First of all, you're sitting in the county jail, you're fighting a case. That's stressful enough. You understand what I'm saying? You get found guilty or whatever your charges are. Mine happened to be extortion and drugs. You can look that up, whatever. You guys can check my name, man. Everything on here that I speak about is official. You know what I'm saying? I still have my paperwork. We could even go through that one day. But yeah, those were my charges. And I seen a lot of guys that you could just tell, by looking at them, they were nervous or they were shook because it's all unknown your first time. You understand? Like, once you get sentenced, they take you out of that county jail element and they put you on a state tier once you're sentenced. Now, the vibe on a state tier is completely different than what it is two floors down or a floor down. You know what I'm talking about? Because guys already know they're sentenced to 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit pop off on that tier once people get up there because they want to get out. They want to get to where they're going. They don't want to be in the county no more. You know what I'm saying? Your state property once you're sentenced. So, the state tier is a little bit different. But usually they get you out of there quick. You know what I'm saying? Once you get sentenced, you get to the state tier because you're state property now. They don't want to be responsible for you in the county jails. So what they'll do is they'll come wake you up 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, something like that. tell you to pack your shit, and really what they mean is pack your paperwork, your discovery, your papers, your your personal photographs or whatever the case may be, because you're not taking your food, you're not taking your radio, you're not taking any clothes, none of that shit. Because once you get downstairs, they're gonna take all that shit from you. They're gonna go through your property, make sure you have what you're allowed to have. It's a certain amount of everything, you know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna strip you and put you in a jumper. You get basically hog-tied around the waist, cuffs on the wrist, cuffs on your ankles, and there's a line of you. You know what I'm saying? There's 10, 15 of you guys that might be going to craft that day. Now, mind you, this was in my time, because now, from what I heard, Union County is shut down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes to Essex County now, but I'm sure it's the same process. You know what I'm saying? You hit a tier till you get sentenced, get to the sentencing tier, and then you get shipped out. Bus ride to craft. Bus ride to craft usually isn't that big of a deal because everybody knows, they're going to craft. Now, for new guys that never been there, it could be intimidating. You understand? But like I said, for me, I already knew the ins and outs. Keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Conduct yourself like a man. 9 times out of 10, man, you'll be able to slide through without any issues. And if you do have an issue, handle that issue as a man. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There's no backing down. There's no, I don't want to fight. Yo, I ain't got nothing to do with that. There's none of that. Handle your business, because that shit will follow you through your whole bid. Believe me. Wherever you go, they be talking about, I remember that guy at Crab, man, he backed down, he sucked it out, he got, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. So just carry yourself with respect, carry yourself like a man, you should have no problem. But the sketchy part gets to it gets to the sketchy part once you're in craft. You know what I'm saying? And you're sitting up on them tiers for 2-3 weeks waiting to get classified to go to whatever prison you go to. Now, when that happens, they'll call you down, you'll be in a bullpen with maybe 30 other guys in a space that maybe only fits 15, right? And then calling you in this room one by one to go over your points, your status, any STGs that you might have, any co-defendants that you need to keep away from. They go through the whole 9 yards and they figure out where they're going to place you. From that point, from what I've seen, most guys get happy because they just want to get the fuck out of craft. Because craft is miserable. It's miserable. You know what I'm saying? You're locked in an open gated cell. There's a tier. I think it's might be 18 cells. I'm not even sure, but it's a whole tier of cells, and you're just sitting in there eating these plastic trays day in and day out until your transfer comes. Rec is short and limited. Most guys are still going through the kicking phase and all that shit. So they're recuperating. So you might catch guys outside walking the yard, hitting the pull-up bar a little bit, shit like that. But, you're not staying there. So there's no need to get comfortable. Half the time you can't order because your order won't get there by the time you leave, or your money won't. It's best to just sit there until you leave and don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? You could maybe have your people order you a tablet from craft, because now you're part of state property. So I know when I went down, my girl had ordered me a tablet right from craft. So by the time I got down state, like, that shit was waiting for me. But it's really the bus ride to the prison you're going to. You know what I'm saying? Once you get on that bus and you know where you're going, that's kind of where the butterflies and the anticipation kicks in, because you don't know what's going on at this prison that you're going to. You know what I mean? Especially if you're affiliated or something like that, you could be walking into a gang war. I remember walking the yard in craft and the police calling me to the gate, asking me like if I needed to come out of the yard because Nietas had been beefing with kings, I guess, in whatever prison systems, and they came to me like, do you feel safe? Because there's other kings out here. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Whatever it's gonna be, I'm good. But they do that type of shit. But yeah, man, after they go through all that, like I said, man, the butterflies really kick in when you get to where you're going, because that's where you're gonna be living for the duration, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. So, that's where a lot of guys get nervous, you know what I'm saying, because you don't know who your bunky's gonna be, you don't know what housing unit you're going to, you know what I mean, and you know, you gotta like kick up and speak for yourself too, because a lot of the times, a lot of these prisons, when you get to them, you know, the officers will house you in your cell and shit, but it's the inmates that can get you everything else. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, you know, don't be a quiet, timid motherfucker that just, you know, expects like shit to be brought to them, because that ain't how it works. You gotta go get yours. Yo, who do the haircut? Yo, who do laundry? Who, you know, who got the contracts with the food? Whatever the case may be, you gotta get in where you fit in and start running your mouth. You know, but I don't know, man. I just was never. I never like had an issue with that. Like I never had an issue about worrying about where I was going or what prison I was getting sent to, because to me it was all the same shit, bro. It was all the same shit. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? The streets, jail, it was all the same shit. You feel me? Now, to get to, I forget the brother's name, but I post a comment, and I believe it was No Panic Zone, man. But he also asked what it's like kicking once you know, get locked up and go to jail or whatever the case may be. Well, I mean, obviously, bro, if you get locked up and you're strung out on perks or dope or fetty or whatever it is nowadays, there's nothing you can do but go through it. And for me, my mindset was always like, I wasn't getting high to get high. Like, I wasn't getting high because, like, that was the cool thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got caught up in it through watching my mother and, you know, doing the shit I was doing in the streets. Everybody was doing it back then. You know what I'm saying? And it would take the pain away. It would take the edge off. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of shit, you know, that went down like that I didn't want to really deal with. You know what I'm saying? It numbed the pain and shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, in general, I'm a good person. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see good things happen for myself and for other people. You know what I mean? But back then, at that time, bro, I didn't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I robbed you, I robbed your mother. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter. So, when I went into jail, it was like I had a different mindset. You know what I mean? A lot of guys go in there and they're like, oh my God, I can't get high. Oh, I need it. And they're like curled up crying. And my shit was the opposite. Like when I got like if I was on the streets, I was going to rob you. If I ain't have it, I was going to rob you. I was going to take it. I was going to steal your stash. I was going to do whatever the fuck I had to do to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't going to be sick. But it was like a 180 for me when I went to jail, because once I got locked up, like I knew just from being locked up before that, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over. There's no sense in chasing it. There's no sense in crying about it, because you're not gonna get it. Period. You know what I'm saying? And even if somebody slides through that did get some shit through, they gonna charge you an arm and a leg for some shit they had up their ass for the last fucking week and a half. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But nah, for real, it gets like that, man. Like, some people can't take it, bro. They get locked up and like not being able to get that fixed, knowing that they're locked in that cage, bro, they will ball up like a baby and just go through it. Like, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? But it was just always different for me. I don't know why, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew the rules that came with this shit. I've seen it happen to people before me. People, you know what I'm saying, that I came up under. People that, you know what I'm saying, I seen it. I knew what this shit was. Ain't no sense crying over spilt milk. Now it's time to get your mind right, your body right, because you're in a whole different atmosphere now. You know what I'm saying? It's dog eat dog in here. So you laying up crying and being sick, that's just gonna put motherfuckers on you like, oh yeah, this little, yeah, he a bitch, oh let's get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like type shit like that. So I never really had that. Did I go through withdrawals and shit? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Did I show it? As least as possible. You know what I'm saying? As least as possible. You know, I would get my weight up fairly quick. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them dudes that could come in, you know what I'm saying, 120 pounds, and in 6 months be 185 pounds cut and ripped. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, a lot of this shit that I went through, you know what I'm saying? I probably got a pass on a lot of shit because I was from there. You know what I mean? I knew a lot of people. You know, I knew a lot of white boys that was getting tore up and they was getting extorted and they was, you know, constantly extortion and, you know, all this crazy shit. You know, for me, I was from there. I 9 times out of 10, I knew 10 or 20 people on whatever tier I went to. Or they knew me. Or my mother. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was different from me. But, yeah, man. It all goes down, man. It all goes down in there, brother. Your best bet is to stay the fuck out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business. Do your own thing. Stay away from the fucking drugs. You know, I don't have no urges, man. Ever since I've been home, you know, and it's not even because of the Suboxone. Because even with the Suboxone, every couple months or something, you know, it might cross my mind like, oh, fuck it, let's go get high. But, like, I know there's no future to that, man. And the recovery time is like 2-3 days, bro. Like, for real, for real. Like, I could get high now, but, bro, that shit'll fuck me up for 2, 3, 4 days. I gotta recuperate. I gotta get my mind back right, my body back right. I gotta get on track with my medicine. Like, it just ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. And nowadays, with all the gang shit and all, you know, everything that's going on, man, if I go to jail, trust and believe I'm gonna be on point, man. Ain't gonna be no getting high, ain't gonna be none of that shit. If I go in right now, I'm good. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be on point, man. Just take care of yourself. You feel me, brother? I'm gonna get to the rest of the comments when I reread them and shit. I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna post some of the comments that was said. I also want to address the sister that said, my last video, she had commented it and said that Derek Chauvin being found guilty was a mere drop in the bucket. And I salute you, sis. That's like one of my main points, is that shit is a crumb, man. It's a drop in the bucket. That shit ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Compared to all the other shit that minorities and poor people and black people have suffered through. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. It's a mere drop in the bucket, love. You know what I'm saying? But we out here. We on the front lines, man, every day. Real Talk TV, man. Your boy Twin. You know the shit.
So all my life I've been a gone, Yeah, all my life I've been a gone, I'm just a gone, I'm just a gone.